that will prepare you in crafting a good research study and instrumental building lifelong skills. Characteristics of quantitative research. Quantitative research is commonly used in natural sciences research problems because of the following characteristics. 1. Large sample size. To obtain more meaningful statistical results, the data must come from a larger sample size. Objectivity. Data gathering and analysis of results are done accurately, objectively, and are unaffected by the researcher's intuition and personal guesses. Concise visual presentation. Data is numerical, which makes presentation through graphs, charts, and tables possible, and with better conveyance and interpretation. 4. Faster data analysis. The use of statistical tools give way for less time-consuming data analysis. Number 5. Generalized data. Data taken from a sample can be applied to the population if sampling is done accordingly. Sufficient size and random samples were taken. 6. Fast and easy data collection. Depending on the type of data needed, collection can be quick and easy. Quantitative research uses standardized research instruments that allow the researcher to collect data from a large sample size efficiently. For instance, a single survey form can be administered simultaneously to collect various measurable characteristics like age, gender, socioeconomic status, etc. Number 7. Reliable data. Data is taken and analyzed objectively from a sample as a representative of the population, making it more credible and reliable for policy making and decision making. Number 8. High replicability. The quantitative method can be repeated to verify findings, enhancing its validity, free from false or immature conclusions. The following are the advantages of quantitative research or its strengths. Number 1. Very objective. Number 2. Numerical and quantifiable data can be used to predict outcomes. Number 3. Findings are generalizable to the population. Number 4. There is conclusive establishment of cause and effect. 5. Fast and easy data analysis using statistical software. Number 6. Fast and easy data gathering. Number 7. Quantitative research can be replicated or repeated. 8. Validity and reliability can be established. Disadvantages of quantitative research. The following are the disadvantages of quantitative research or its weaknesses. Number 1. It lacks the necessary data to explore a problem or concept in depth. Number 2. It does not provide comprehensive explanation of human experience. Number 3. Some information cannot be described by numerical data such as feelings and beliefs. Number 4. The research design is rigid and not very flexible. Number 5. The participants are limited to choose only from the given responses. Number 6. The respondents may tend to provide inaccurate responses. Number 7. A large sample size makes data collection more costly. Kinds of quantitative research. Quantitative research is a broad spectrum that can be classified into smaller or more specific kinds: descriptive, correlational, ex post facto, quasi-experimental, and experimental. Descriptive design is used to describe a particular phenomenon by observing it as it occurs in nature. There is no experimental manipulation, and the researcher does not start with a hypothesis. The goal of descriptive research is only to describe the person or object of the study. An example of descriptive research design is a determination of the different kinds of physical activities and how often high school students do it during the quarantine period. The correlational design identifies the relationship between variables. Data collected is by observation since it does not consider the cause and effect. For example, the relationship between the amount of physical activity done and student academic achievement. Ex post facto design is used to investigate possible relationship between previous events and present conditions. The term ex post facto, which means after the fact, looks at the possible causes of an already occurring phenomenon. Just like the first two, there is no experimental manipulation in this design. An example of this is, how does the parents' academic achievement affect the children's obesity? Quasi-experimental design is used to establish the cause and effect relationship of variables. Although it resembles the experimental design, the quasi-experimental has lesser validity due to the absence of random selection in assignment subjects. Here, the independent variable is identified but not manipulated. The researcher does not modify pre-existing groups of subjects. The group exposed to treatment, experimental, is compared to the group unexposed to treatment or control. Example, the effects of unemployment on attitude towards following safety protocols in ECQ declared areas. Experimental design, like quasi-experimental, is used to establish the cause and effect relationship between two or more variables. This design provides a more conclusive result because it uses random assignments of subjects and experimental manipulations. For example, a comparison of the effects of various blended learners to the reading comprehensions of elementary pupils.